All right, so picture this. Someone hands you a document, not just any document, this one's called, like Shiba Inu PDF.
Woof woof.
Yeah, woof woof. And it's supposed to be from this, like, mysterious Shiba Inu creator, Ryoshi.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Ryoshi Shiba Inu mysterious document. I'm in.
And then, get this, Ryoshi, they just vanish, completely disappear from the internet.
So we're talking full-on Satoshi Nakamoto vibes here.
Exactly. Gone. And all that's left is this, well, kind of cryptic document, a passionate Shiba Inu community. And it's like, huge question.
Which is?
Can a cryptocurrency actually be decentralized if the person behind it just walks away? Poof.
That's a really good question. I mean, it's like an ultimate test, right?
It really is. So for anyone listening who might be thinking, hold on, back up, who's Ryoshi and what's with all the dog stuff?
Yeah, let's give a little context.
Okay, we're talking about Shiba Inu, right? The dog-themed cryptocurrency. Went viral, lots of memes. You've probably seen the logo.
The Shiba Inu dog. Yeah, hard to miss.
So Ryoshi is, or was, the pseudonymous creator.
Yeah.
Like we said, totally anonymous. No one knows who they are, which is part of what makes this disappearance so interesting.
Definitely adds to the mystery. But it also kind of makes you think, right, about trust, transparency, especially when it comes to something like cryptocurrency.
Absolutely. Which is why we're here. We're diving into this this woof woof document, trying to figure out what Ryoshi was thinking, what their big plan for Shiba Inu was.
Because let's be real, it got famous as a meme coin. But from this document, it seems pretty clear that Ryoshi wanted more than just, internet fame.
Way more. They even said they wanted Shiba Inu to be the, quote, Amazon of DeFi, which is a bold statement.
That's one way to put it.
So maybe we should break that down a little for our listeners. DeFi, what does that even mean?
Right. DeFi, so that stands for decentralized finance. Basically, it's taking all the stuff we do with traditional finance, like lending, borrowing, trading, all that, and rebuilding it on the blockchain.
So no banks, no middlemen.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. But the Amazon part, what's the connection there? What did Ryoshi see in Amazon that made them think of Shiba Inu?
That's the really interesting part. Think about Amazon. It's this massive online marketplace, right? Started with books, and now you can buy, like, almost anything.
Yeah, it's kind of taken over the world.
And the key thing is, it's not just Amazon selling all those things. It's a platform for thousands, millions of other sellers to connect with buyers.
Okay, so you're saying Ryoshi didn't just want Shiba Inu to be a currency. They wanted to create something much bigger.
Exactly, a whole ecosystem. And that's where this gets really interesting.
So not just a currency, but a whole, like, Shiba Inu universe.
Yeah, that's the idea. And Ryoshi actually laid out some of the pieces they imagined for this universe, like ShibaSwap.
ShibaSwap. Rings a bell, but remind me.
Right, so ShibaSwap, it's a decentralized exchange. Like, imagine a crypto marketplace, but it's all run on the blockchain.
So instead of going through, like, Coinbase or whatever to buy and sell, you're doing it directly on ShibaSwap.
Exactly. Cutting out the middleman, that's a big part of DeFi, and it gives users more control over their assets.
Gotcha. So that's one piece of this Shiba Inu world. What else is there?
Well, Ryoshi also talked about something called the Shiba Inu Incubator.
Incubator?
Yeah, and this is where it gets really interesting. It's like they wanted to create a space where new crypto projects could get support, like funding, mentorship, that kind of thing.
Oh, so kind of like a venture capital fund, but for like dog-themed crypto projects.
Well, not necessarily just dog-themed, but you get the idea. They wanted to foster innovation within this Shiba Inu ecosystem.
I see. So they disappear into the ether, leave these instructions to build a whole decentralized empire, and trust the community to make it happen. That's a lot of faith, don't you think?
It is, and that emphasis on community is huge in this document. Ryoshi calls them the heart of Shiba Inu over and over again. They even call them the Shiba Inu army.
The Shiba Inu army. That sounds intense.
It is. It's like they were trying to cultivate this sense of collective purpose. Like everyone involved is part of this movement.
Okay, I feel like you're getting a little deep into the weeds here.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to reality for a sec. Real-world use for Shiba Inu. What are we talking about? Paying for groceries with dog coins?
Well, Ryoshi definitely saw a future where Shiba Inu was more than just, buying and selling for profit. They talk about a world where you could use Shiba Inu for charitable donations, maybe even running apps on their platform.
So, like, actually using it for stuff, not just speculating on the price.
Exactly. They wanted it to have real utility in people's lives. And there's this one line that really stood out to me in the document, and it says, if the time is right, restart this document.
Restart it. What do you think that means?
It's kind of cryptic, right? It's like they're saying this document isn't the be-all and end-all. It's more like a starting point.
So the story of Shiba Inu, it's not over yet.
Definitely not.
So it's like Ryoshi wrote the first chapter, hit publish, and said, all right, community, you take it from here.
Yeah.
But let's dive back into some of the specifics we were talking about, about Shiba Inu actually having real-world use. Like, did Ryoshi actually give any hints about how that might work?
Well, they didn't exactly leave a step-by-step guide, but there are some interesting clues in the document. Like at one point, they talk about the importance of using multi-signature addresses for the Shiba Inu project.
Multi-signature addresses. Okay, it's been a minute since Crypto 101. Remind me what that is again?
Sure. Imagine you have a safe that needs, like, multiple keys to open it.
Okay, like in the movies, with the, like, two halves of a key or whatever.
Exactly. That's kind of what a multi-signature address is like in crypto. Instead of just one person being able to approve a transaction, you need multiple people to sign off on it.
So instead of me just sending you some Shiba Inu, we'd need a third person to approve it too.
Yeah, you got it. And Ryoshi talks about how this can really boost security.
Makes sense, yeah. Less risk of, one person running off with everything.
Right. But think bigger. Think about how that could be used in the real world. Like,
Yeah.
what if we could use that for secure online voting?
Oh,
There,
wow.
or for, like, shared ownership of digital assets. There's a lot of potential there.
So even the technical stuff, it's like, okay, that could actually change how we do things in the real world.
Yeah.
Which I guess brings us back to Ryoshi's grand experiment. Can a decentralized project, like, actually work? How's that been going for Shiba Inu?
Honestly, it's been a wild ride to watch. I mean, the Shiba Inu community, they've done some really impressive things. They've kept building, coming up with new ideas, even things that Ryoshi never mentioned in the document.
The community's really taken the reins.
They have. They're passionate. But it hasn't always been easy.
I bet.
I mean, not having a leader, it means things can get a little chaotic.
Yeah, probably hard to make decisions when everyone's in charge.
Right. There have been, disagreements about how to do things, some worries about security, even like internal conflicts within the community itself.
Sounds messy.
It can be, but it's also what makes Shiba Inu so fascinating. It's like we're watching history happen in real time.
Seeing what happens when you really hand over power.
Exactly.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. Well, before we wrap up, Ryoshi did leave us with one final thought. Remember that line from the document? Let me see if I can find it. Imagine the potential if we can bridge this digital world with real-world impact.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
Like, this isn't just about Shiba Inu, is it? It's about what all of this crypto, blockchain, decentralization, what it could mean for the future.
It's about using technology to make a real difference.
Exactly. So maybe that's something for all of us to consider. What are we passionate about? And how can we use these new tools, these new technologies, to make those passions a reality?
I love that. That's all the time we have for today. Huge thank you to our expert for taking us on this deep dive. And thank you, the listener, for joining us. We'll see you next time.